3 largest desert colonies, and something supplying restricted resources. I'll have to take a look and see. Control 1 location supplying restricted resources. That'll be tough for them. They have a score of 96,000 to 101,000. Population, about 3/4 hours. Territory. Oh, they have their second colony. Oh my. That's right, they invaded somebody somewhere along the way. Something we can't do yet. So we have something cute there. Okay, go to you. You are not making it. You're just being scrapped. You are just not making it anywhere. Scrap ship immediately. It says I have something cute to go there, but they have that mining station is done. Okay, we'll have to do this manually. Evidently pre-queuing things is not working properly. Build a resort base. And the other one, see, we have a mining base there. Oh, yeah, we were going to think about building a resource base out here too. Since we have a couple scenery bonuses in that asteroid field, let's do those. Some resort bases will improve our income as well. So off we go there. Again, nothing to... let's see, you're exploring out here. Have you found anything? Yes, you have. Gold, lead, iridium, and steel. And it's got 6 planets and 5 moons. We finally found a system along this line with planets and moons in it. 0 planets, 0 moons. 0 planets, 0 moons. 4 planets, 4 moons. We haven't explored that one yet. We'll do that here shortly. This guy here should be just about complete. I think these are the last planets that need to be explored in this system. Nope, they are not. Of course they're not. You were too busy exploring my asteroids instead. High-tech research. We might have to sneak a research base in there and see if we can manage to keep it alive. If anybody has any questions, feel free to speak up if you want to see anything in particular. Medical systems done. Okay, we'll need those for our star bases with the next upgrade, maybe? I guess we can do that on our bases now. Let me finish this exploration run here real quick. Up there, there's the construction ship we were wondering about. The pirates are constructing a mining station, I presume. What's there? Unknown at this point. We'll know in just a moment. What did they find worth mining? I imagine there's at least one luxury resource here. Now let's guess Equestrian skin. And it is Equestrian skin. Hey, looky there. And dilithium crystal as well. Now one thing I've read about this game is theoretically, we got another pirate found. Theoretically, the number of resources on the planets have been tuned. And we're seeing a lot of 1 and 2 gas giant gases on gas giants, 1 and 2 minerals on the planet. So I'm guessing that's the case. So resources are a little bit more rare, maybe. Okay, we've got one resort base done. 2 resort bases are done. We're going to try to sneak a resort base up here, I think. But in addition to the initial resources being a little bit more rare, you get more events popping up that I've seen. With adding minerals to existing colonies as well. So initially there may be more rare, but overall I think it was just a tuning process. So we will see as the game progresses. And just about explored this system. We're going to refuel, and they will allow us to refuel at the local colony, which will allow us to expand from there. This one still is exploring. Nope, it's going back for refuel, it looks like. We found, have we completely explored it? Let's see. Steel lead, or steel iridium, sorry. Helium, hydrogen. I get them mixed up, obviously. Gasoline, that's good. Gold. Looks like, oh no, we weren't quite able to fully explore. Couple gas giants, 3 gas giants still need to be explored, but he was running low on fuel, so maybe, just maybe, we will build a gas Castellan station out here. I think that's well within range, right? Yes. So let's do that. And then we were going to go in and upgrade our spaceport, so let's do that now. Go into design of state bases, a large spaceport. We're going to manually upgrade. I don't think we have a lot of changes. We don't have reactors yet. Oh, wait, we do have all of the weapons to change out. Our current firepower on the large spaceport is 350. We'll see what we come up with here. Now we don't need as many life support and HAB modules either, so we'll pull some of those off as we can. Standard cargo base, standard fuel cell, standard armor, standard shields. Okay, we want to add a medical center. That's going to add happiness. Benefit citizens of a colony if part of a base built at a colony. And rapid healing for troops on board ships or base. Only one is required. So increased happiness at that colony, which is good. Again, that's one of the racial victory conditions. We will add a combat targeting system. And an energy collector or 2. We now have those. And then we will go back to weapons. And we went from seeking missiles to concussion missiles. Naxos blasters. And we'll add 1 or 2 graviton beams. Okay, we actually dropped our firepower a little bit, but that is fine. The firepower that we had was huge, really. And I want to manage the size and mineral resource cost of these units. Why, thank you. Yeah, I'm going to be running this. Yeah, I probably should have done that. I probably should do that on the Matrix forums too. I wasn't sure how much interest there would be in this, so I haven't bothered. Obviously, all my standard viewers know that I'm streaming, but thank you. Good idea. And I'll do that in the forums before I start tonight after work as well. I'm only going to run another half hour or so because I'm off to work here shortly. But thank you. Steam is a great place for it because, again, first time on Steam for it, so a lot of people are wondering about the game. Very nice. Very nice. This is a game I've been playing on and off for years. The original game came out in around 2009, if I recall correctly. A base game, and then they've put out an expansion each year. So I've been in and out of it for a while. I've been streaming it on and off for the past couple weeks with the idea that the expansion was coming out. I really have enjoyed the game. A lot of people will be turned off that it's single player only, but it doesn't really detract anything from it for me. It's one of the single player games that I really enjoy. Well, that's good. I'm sure there'll be a few more. I know that if you take a look at YouTube, there's a couple people that have been streaming or posting YouTube videos, tutorials, and whatnot as well. Larry Monty has got a really good series that he's run both on the previous expansion, and he started one on the current expansion as well. A lot of those people are quite a bit more knowledgeable than I am, but it's a lot of fun, and it's a lot of fun to have viewers along. Okay, we need one more life support in Hab. I've always found this to be a very fun game. So we've got a new spaceport design. We will now retrofit this one to the new design. And we're also going to redesign the defense base with the same idea. We need the energy collectors as a minimum on it. Weapons-wise, it already had everything. No, it did not. Okay. I take that back. So we'll put 10 of each missile and blaster on it. And energy collectors, and that'll be it for this design. It'll improve its firepower slightly. Up to 110 from, I think it was a 90 originally. You know what? I don't think I'm going to worry about graviton beams, so I'll just leave it at that. And that is the defense base, so that will also be retrofitted. So if you have any questions, learning curve, at first glance it looks like it's got a steep learning curve, but they have a very good AI system in here, and I'm going into what's called my Empire policy screen. Right now I'm playing on expert level, which means I am literally controlling everything manually. If you were to run that way, it would have a very high learning curve. But for new players, what I suggest is you turn over control of a lot of these things to the AI. And you've got two ways to do it for most areas. You can either fully automate areas of the game and let the computer AI handle it all. You can control an area manually, which is what I'm doing right now, or you can do a mix, and you can have the AI suggest changes to your build. So you can have them suggest new treaties here, you can suggest war and sanctions, or you can have them automatically declare the wars and trade sanctions and whatnot, diplomacy, intelligence missions, counter-espionage and espionage, colonization. You can control it or let the AI do it. So using the AI system, I would say that the learning curve isn't as complex as it could be. A lot of them, for new players, I would suggest espionage being controlled by the AI, diplomacy being controlled by the AI. The war and trade sanctions, maybe do the middle ground and have them suggest things, but you make the final decision. Economy and trade controlled by the AI, intelligence by the AI. I still prefer doing the colonization manually Facility building, the AI is quite capable of doing. Taxes, the AI is quite capable of doing. I like doing my own research and ship design, although even in this area, you could decide you wanted the AI to control the design and upgrade of all civilian ships. That would be the freighters, mining stations, mining ships. Maybe have them control the spaceports, and you just do the military ships. So even within that component, you can get a taste of the research and design of ships and still have the AI control a good portion of them. Construction of ships, troop recruitment, all of these areas can be as little or as much control as you want. And because of that, the learning curve isn't necessarily as big as it could be if you just had everything on manual. And welcome. I think your post of the Steam in the Steam forum just brought some new people in. Welcome, everybody. For those new to the game, Distant Worlds, the original, came out back in about 2009. They have just posted their fourth and final expansion of the series before they start on their Distant World 2 series, which we're hoping will add a lot more to the game. I'm playing in a fairly early game. This is a 15 by 15 sector, 1400 star systems. That's another thing that can be daunting. This is the largest game. You can do as little as like a 400 star system, maybe 6 by 6 or 8 by 8 sector. I forget what the smallest is. I tend to enjoy long-term games, which is why I've got this particular setup. I started in a pre-warp, which gave me a single colony. Yes. Yep, they've got some work to do. This latest expansion adds a lot to the modding capability of the game. There was all throughout the series there had been some modding capability, but this expansion really focused on modding capability. In order to get them compatible with Steam Workshops, they need to make some tweaks, I'm sure, and that will come along. In the meantime, a lot of mods will be posted on their forums, matrixgames.com. Yep. If it's not overly complex, they will add it to Steam Workshops. That is true. Like I said, in the meantime, matrixgames.com. Look in the Distant World subforum and you'll find the modder section. I'm actually running one of the first mods that I saw for Universe, and that added 40 races to the game. Yeah, well, actually adding it to Steam was, in the first place, was a very late decision in the process. We'd been talking about it on the forums for a while, asking why it wasn't, and why it wasn't, because it's such a small following, small niche game, but of a genre that is well liked. Obviously, 4X, Space 4Xs have been well liked for a long time. And some of the uniqueness of this game, the whole aspect of having a civilian economy that you don't control but you can influence. It's a mod that adds the 40 races to it. Let me. I think I still have the web page open here. If not, I can pull it up and post a link real quick. There's only 2 or 3 releases that are specifically compatible with Universe. We've got Critical Breakthrough and Tractor Beams. That's good. Critical Breakthroughs add research speed bonuses and prevent a setback from happening. So I always like seeing those. Oh, it's not on top of the list anymore, I see. Oh, where'd it go? There it is. Extended Universe 1.0 40 race release. I'll post the link here. There's the link to this specific mod. And you can find other mods in that particular subforum. Is this the best 4X game? That really depends. If you like the RTS aspect, it's kind of got an RTS aspect to it, possible real time. It's probably the only one out there. It's the only one I can. I mean, Sword of the Stars 2 has a kind of an RTS aspect to it. I like this much better than Sword of the Stars 2. If you like the pure strategic 4X turn-based, then no, this doesn't quite qualify for that. There's a couple 4Xs that I play fairly regularly. This is one of them. Again, it's got such a unique aspect to it with the civilian economy, the possible real time, that I really like this one, and I've gone back to this on and off ever since I found it. Okay, let's see if I can manage to take out some pirate ships here. Now, I see even since this morning there's a ton of okay, you don't need to go chasing them. There's a ton of mods posted, either works in progress or existing mods. Some of these people have had alpha or beta access, so we're able to have some of the stuff ready. I think I like it better than Space Empires 4. I'd certainly like it better than Gal Civ 2, although I have to admit I am looking forward to Gal Civ 3. That's another one that I like. It just got kind of outdated, I think. And the same thing with Space Empires 4. I just think it's kind of outdated. Now the mods in Space Empires 4, 5? Isn't 5 the most recent? I don't remember. The mods in Space Empires certainly can keep it fresh, and as far as the complexity or the sheer number of possibilities in it, I think they're pretty close to equal in that respect. Yeah, I thought 5 was the most recent. I didn't have Steam open to be able to go take a look at that. But just the aspects of this that really make it different are the real-time element and the civilian economy. You don't control. Let me open this up real quick. You have two economies here. You have your state economy and you have your private sector. You cannot control the private sector. You can influence it somewhat. Your money, if it ultimately comes from the private sector, however, money doesn't just materialize. It has to. Your colony taxes come from the colony revenues, and also from the civilian building ships at your spaceports. That's where all of your money comes from, really. You can influence the sector based on designing their ships. Like right now, I've set to actually design the civilian ships and then let them build them as they see need. Differentiating their ships from your military ships to make sure you're not using sharing too many of the same resources, in particular fuel, in the mid to late game. But they have their own cash flow, and as you get more colonies and more races, it becomes a lot more interesting. And in this particular one, like I said, I've got a ton of pirates already in this game. You can actually play as a pirate faction. You can start a game in any of the ages as a pirate faction and play that side of the game as well, which is another interesting twist. That came out with the Distant World Shadows expansion, which was their expansion immediately preceding the current one. Okay, we've completed our tractor beam research. Okay, so we're working on efficient blasters now. That will give us improvements to the existing Maxos blasters that we're we've got mounted on our ships, which means those upgrades automatically take effect on all your existing designs. That's not going to be a design change I have to make. Let us start working toward carriers. So we're going to queue up point defense and starfighters and start working toward a carrier design. We're a long way from being able to make carriers, but we can start working in that general direction. You can see up here we've got 402,000 credits. We're only 20%, close to 20% to our primary warp drive. Right now we're on our very initial warp drive capability, which gives us a very limited range. If you take a look at our fleet, for instance, I can only make it to these 3 systems with this fleet, based on the ship designs, based on the fact that I'm in a very primitive warp drive state still. I'm researching the next warp drive state. When that happens, this with just changing those to those warp drives will give me like a 2 or 3 sector radius capability. And that's when the game really starts. Like I said, I'm still considered to be in the Age of Shadows because of the technology that I'm in. Once I get this next technology, I will enter what's called the Classic Age. And that's when the game really starts taking off. I could build a troop transport and maybe make it up to this system, but I don't think I would actually be able to sustain anything, even if I were able to successfully beat off the pirates that are already on these colonies. See, they have a hidden pirate base there, they have a hidden pirate base there, and they're starting their pirate fortress. Oh my god, the pirates are really taking off up here. There's like 3 stages before they can actually fully control a colony, and once a pirate faction can control a colony, they actually become an empire race. Oh, they lost their mine there. Well, let's go back and refuel at our home system, because I'm certainly not ready to fight off pirates there. I've got a tech base there to improve our research. I don't know if it will be able to survive. We put that up there as a test. We should have a exploration ship or 2 ready here. You're still waiting to refuel. You are refueled, so let's go explore this system. That system, we know there's 4 planets and 4 moons. We don't know anything about the resource. There's about 30 resources in the game right now, give or take. Roughly half of them are strategic resources needed to build the ships and star bases and all troops and all that. And the rest are luxury resources, which give various bonuses. There's already a mod in work. There's probably several mods in work. One that I saw was called the Realistic Resource Revamp, which is going to completely change the refuel is automatically done if they're at the point where they are low on fuel and have to refuel. I do believe. Even when you manually control the ship, because they know when their bingo fuel basically. What their bingo fuel point is, and they will always refuel at the nearest location. In my case, it wasn't even at my colonies, which is fine with me. It's not using my fuel at that point. It cost me a little bit of money maybe to do that, but it's not using my resources either, which is a good trade-off in my opinion. I am pretty sure you can probably override it if you notice your ship heading back. Especially early in the exploration, if you're in the early game and you're doing some exploration and you sent a ship out and you notice them returning, that will be what happened. I think you can override it. I won't swear to it. Good morning there. Welcome. Unfortunately, I'll be ending this stream here. I might go another half hour. I got a little bit of time before I have to get to work, but I was planning on ending it at the top of the hour. I might go one more segment. We'll see where we are in some of the research. Any non-hostile planet to refuel. it may cost a little bit more in money. Let me see. Since I just refueled twice at neighboring planets, yes, I picked up a small fuel cost there. It's not much, especially in the early game. It's not much. But you see here on once the autosave is done, you'll see here that I picked up a 1K fuel cost, and that was monetary fuel cost. Now here's a couple tricks you can do in the early game. If you're particularly if you're in the Age of Shadows with just your starting colony, go into your colonies screen, F2 or the first icon, or double click on your colony, lower your tax rate. What that will do is it will give you a population boost. I'm not sure how much I'll get. I'm a little bit later on. Let me lower my tax rate to 0 to 1 for a minute and run it for a second here. Since I'm close to max growth or max population on my planet, it probably won't do. What it'll do though is if you lower your tax rate, you're going to lower your cash flow, but you'll get a huge boost in population. And then once you get a sufficient population, when you raise your tax rate back up, you'll have a huge cash flow bonus at that point. Okay, take it easy. I'm glad you've enjoyed it. I'll do some. This is kind of this will be posted. This entire series will be posted on YouTube. Not technically as a Let's Play, but the entire series will be posted on YouTube as a kind of pseudo Let's Play, as I answer questions to that come up in the stream. It's more of a streaming thing for me with questions answered and everything. So you can see some of my other posts. The other one that you'll see me do a lot of is Europa Universalis, for those that like the strategy games. You'll find that new expansion comes out next week, so I'll be toggling back and forth between the two, but both entire series will be out there. And I tend to explain things as I go along, and I certainly answer any questions that come up in chat. So I love to have the people along, because one, it gets me thinking of things as well, and two, it's a lot more fun to be interactive that way. So we now have something interesting over here in this system, do we? Oh no, we don't, not yet. Wealth of Nations is due out next week for Europa Universalis 4. Adds a huge bunch of trade stuff to the game. Trade wars, privateers, and things like that, along with a whole host of other changes. So I did 2 long-term playthroughs of EU4, both of which are posted on YouTube. One was Hindustan, started out as Vijayanagar, the nation of Vijayanagar, and one was a Naples save. Those are both, I think, fully posted on YouTube, and my next Wealth of Nations playthrough will also be fully posted on YouTube and fully streamed. I might do the same thing. I do play CK2, not as good at it as EU4, but I do play it, and I've been thinking about putting a long-term save of that up as well. Certainly, if there was enough interest, I would draw that. If you take a look at the channel stuff below, you'll see that I stream a large number of games, mostly the strategy games, although I do some Diablo and Path of Exile and things like that as well. Basically, if I'm online on any game that I think would be interesting to anybody, it's being streamed. They don't all make YouTube. It really depends on the volume of viewers I get on Twitch. If I only get 1 or 2 viewers to something, I generally don't post it on YouTube, but otherwise it goes up to YouTube. That's strange. It's showing just fine on my page. It must be a resolution issue. I might have to take a look at that at different resolutions and see how it shows up and make some alterations. Okay, I'll take a look. What resolution are you at? Just for info. Might be something I have to play with different resolutions and get a view that works well with most of the common resolutions. Or just add some spacing to it. Maybe that would work. Okay, same resolution I'm using. Seems to be fine on mine. Maybe I just need to add some spacing to it. Are you talking about the horizontal overlaps, side-by-side overlaps? If so, I can certainly fix that. Okay, our leader has been replaced again. They don't like their leaders in this. And this leader is absolutely terrible. Oh my god. Minus population growth, but plus 10 to mining rate, minus to maintenance and military ship maintenance savings. Ugh. I hope he gets replaced soon. Huh, that's strange because on my screen it is showing up more or less as I intended. Okay, I'll take a look. You might try you tried refreshing. Do me a favor, take a screenshot and send it to me via Twitch so I can take a look and maybe I can figure out what's going on that way. Well, it is, especially if it's a common problem. I certainly don't want to have issues where multiple people are having problems. Okay, so let's go ahead and refuel you now. And then send you on your next mission. I might build another construction ship too. There's just not that much to... Okay. Yeah, he's got a ton of ships in his system. I might have to consider building some more myself. Go back there and finish exploring that system. No, let's explore this system first. Now here's another thing you can do for those that are in this with I have a ship selected. I have it selected to explore that gas cloud. Then I'm going to hold control, go up here to this system up here and queue this next system. Queue is an option when you hold control down to queue multiple missions up. Yeah, if you can send me a screenshot of that, I'll take a look at it and maybe I can figure out what's going on and fix it. Just send it to my Twitch here. Okay, we're going to go to the end of this next autosave, which will be about another 20 minutes or so, if I got my timing right. I've got it set on half-hour autosaves. And then I will call it quits for the day, and I will be back. I don't know if I'll be back this evening. I'll certainly be back tomorrow, probably with the continuation of this stream. For those that are new, my normal full-time stream days are Wednesdays and Sundays, although I usually get some time in on Saturdays and Thursdays as well. Usually before I go to work Saturday, if I wake up early in the morning, I'll run for a few hours, because I go into work in the afternoon on Saturdays. So, let's see. I don't think we can crash research this yet. No, we got about 2/3 of the money we need to crash research that. Speed it up a little bit again. Again, once I get this next research done, the JRX Hyperdrive, this game really starts to open up. It is still very early in the game. We've played actually 19 game years, and out of that it took me, I don't know, 8 or 9, maybe a little bit more, just to get out of my system, out of my solar system. Okay, is there anything else in system? Oh yeah, we just had a mining station destroyed, so we need to rebuild that. Okay, we have somebody else. Let's take a look at what our opposition is, pirate-wise anyway. The Quanimo Force. They are a balanced pirate faction, which means they're equal smugglers, raiders, and I forget what the third type is. They have one colony. Oh, okay. That's good. That's good to know. Yeah, I've never played with a TV monitor. Again, if you send me the screenshot, I'll see if I can do some tweaking on it and maybe get it to work to where it's working on different resolutions, including that. The Fierce Mining has 39 military ships and a 1,200 firepower. We're paying protection to them. We are not paying protection to these guys. We haven't had a lot of contact with them yet. We are paying protection to them. They have 69 ships and 3,000 firepower, so they're pretty big. These guys, 4 controlled colonies, 61 ships and 2,000 firepower. They're pretty big, but again, not a lot of contact with them. And then these guys we've actually attacked. They only have 22 ships and 567 firepower. We actually outgun them. They outnumber us in ships, but our ships are slightly bigger and more higher firepower, so we can continue to attack them when they come into range. The others that we are paying protection to, it's probably a good idea. We're both outnumbered and outgunned by both of those. The Dark Salvage, we contact with them. They are a smuggler. Again, they outnumber us and they out-firepower us. We're going to go ahead and pay the protection for now until I find out more about them. Now, here's something else we're going to do here. We haven't played with espionage yet. We have 2 intelligence agents. Both of them untested with unknown skills and traits. We're going to send one to our friends, the Shandar Hegemony, and we're going to steal their galaxy map. I think. Nope, that's a little bit less of a. Basically, I'm just using him to use this intelligence agent for the first time, so I can discover what their traits are. I guess territory map's the best. It's going to take a full year. That's fine. And we'll do the same with this one here. Once they're actually used for the first time, we'll get an idea of what their traits are. And be able to know how best to use them in the long run. So we just assigned our first intelligence missions. And we don't know anything about anything else in the galaxy at this point. Once we steal the territory map of that second race there, we'll at least know where they are on the map. Our engineers have completed enhanced resource exploration, so now our exploration ships don't have to quite get as close to the planets as before to know what is on them. Okay, bunch of pop-ups here. New ship captain appeared. Let's see what he looks like. Targeting skill, and these are all on ships, so that's fine. 1 on a frigate, 2 on escorts. And they want to offer protection now to Grim Merchants. Okay, I don't want to get to the point where I am paying too much, but at least initially I'm going to. Once I get Garrick's hyperdrive, I'm going to cancel most of these agreements. Yes, I do play Landmark. You see I have 150 viewers, about 75 of those popped up when I started streaming Landmark, and I gave away like a dozen beta keys or something like that. So about half of my followers there that you can see on the list happened when I started that. I was one of the alpha founders for Landmark. I'm kind of waiting for the next hopefully it's the next upgrade that they do there that wipes the claims. Nice. Yeah, I started a Motte and Bailey castle in it, and in doing so I used about 5 million dirt and stone to build up the Mott. Well, now I need all that dirt and stone to do all my legendary upgrades, so I'm kind of waiting for them to do the claim wipes. Yeah, I bought the Trailblazer was the $100 one. I bought the $100 pack from them. I'm a big EverQuest fanatic. Have been since '99. Anyway, I'm waiting for them to do the claim wipes and refund me all that dirt and stone so that I can get some legendaries. And I'm going to change from a Motte and Bailey to more of a Wild West fort style, I think. Efficient blaster breakthrough. Okay, good. Now we're starting on starfighters, I think. Yep. Yep. I had 2 friends that I only bought the 1 copy, but I had 2 friends and they both gave me some of their beta keys, so I had a ton of beta keys to give out. I also got beta keys from my Prime membership. Oh, hey, we discovered a Granite Fortress. Okay, this is one of the nice. You missed my beta key giveaway, or you could have gotten some free ones potentially. I don't have any left. I might come up with some more. I saw some other sites giving some away, so I'm going to try for some more beta keys. Okay, we've discovered the Granite Fortress of Kamuri, ancient ruins from a lost civilization at the continental planet Essene in the Kamuri system. Our scanners show that the ruins are perched atop rocky coastal cliffs overlooking a vast ocean. Let us investigate these ruins. And we have found nothing. That is... Well, that's because that's in one of the existing... they already explored it type thing. Okay, you can see my civilian ships are now going out to that gas mining station that I built way out here. So they're pulling in Castellan and Argon from that station out there. And that's what the civilians do. They see a need and they start exploiting it. I'll probably go and do the same thing. Let's see. We have some metallic sources out there. We still haven't completely explored that system. Why is my exploration ship not out here exploring like I wanted you to do? I might have actually selected the wrong system for them to explore. That would explain it. Okay, so this construction ship will now mine the gold and other metals at this site. Yeah, I was in the Air Force stationed in England when EverQuest 1 came out, and I remember playing it on, I think I might have had a 2400 baud modem at the time. I don't know, maybe it was a 1200, I don't know, but I started playing it, and I've played every series since then. Although I've kind of not been back to any of them all that much recently, especially since Landmark came out. I'm looking forward to EQ Next. If they get half of what they intend to do with the AI and everything else done with EQ Next, it's going to be a great game. Calling in happiness skill level increase, good, because he's at a penalty right now. Pirate, another one wants to offer protection. Quantum of Force. They have 59 ships and 3,000 firepower. You know what? Okay, this is getting out of hand. I need to finish the hyperdrive ASAP so I can drop some of these. And the reason I can't drop these protection agreements is I cannot protect my ships aren't fast enough to protect my outposts at this point. So I think everything in... what the heck? Where are you going? You haven't explored everything. Where are you going? I picked the wrong ship to explore. That's where they're going. Darn it. Get back here. Explore that planet. You... Okay, you're queued up. Oh, that's what happened is I had you go down there first and then queued up to go up there. Okay. A slight mistake there, but no big deal. So you'll get back there and finish exploring that. we'll try again at 30% to crash research this JRX hyperdrive. Getting very close to the auto set. Well, I guess it's another close to 10 minutes. Got quite a bit of research done this time around. We're still a little bit of ways from researching colonization. Got cruise systems queued up, countermeasures queued up, and then colonization. These first two are going to go fairly quickly, so I'm not going to bother altering that course. What's our total research looking like at this point? We've got one each of the weapons and energy. We don't, and high tech. Okay, we do have one each of the research stations, so we have a total of 600 output. We could actually fit a little bit more research in. Our Empire potential 697, and we've got 600, so we could actually fit a little bit more in. I don't know that there is another. We could also take a look and make sure our energy. We have an energy researcher, 17% at the energy research station. Transfer him there. Take this guy and move him to the high-tech research station, which is this one. That's a bit risky, but I'm going to take the risk. You know what? Scratch that. I'm not going to take that risk. I don't want to lose a scientist if they decide to... I want to transfer you to my spaceport. You'll get not quite as big of a bonus there, but you're also not going to get killed if they decide to attack my research station way out there. We already know the pirates are infesting that solar system, so even putting that out there was a bit of a risk, but that's fine. Okay, we'll have you explore the rest of this system before we move you on. And we've got another race, another pirate race, 58 ships. Now, a large number of ships, but only 1,500 firepower on those ships, so they're a lot, but they're small. So if they demand me to pay, I may not. That's these guys out here. Oh god, of course it is. They can destroy my fuel station. They'll enter Empire Contact for 8,000. Wow, that's expensive for a contact, but we're going to pay it. And it is the Gazerian Conformity. Gazerian Conformity is a insectoid race, which naturally likes us. Hive mind, satisfactory reputation, 1 colony and 5 billion people. So we still have a large edge on the population here, although them with their second colony are going to catch up quickly at this rate. And colonization will be okay. There we go. We have evaded detection after stealing the territory maps of the Sarmatian nation, so we can actually figure out where they are. They're up here, and you can see their second colony and their trade routes running back and forth in between. And they've also, the Shandar has also succeeded. So now we can see he's got a counter-espionage, he's got an inspiring presence. Increases the skills slowly over time, good. He is a poor speaker, which gives him a -10 to PSYOPs. So we will not be using him for any psychological operations, which is demoralizing the enemy populations and everything. He has a huge concealment bonus, however. Oh my. I need him to pick up assassination or espionage traits. The Gazerians are imposing trade sanctions. Well, since we don't know where you are, we don't care if you impose trade sanctions with us. Okay, another empire, the Caldari Major Consortium, which is sounds like a pirate faction. Cruel Corsairs have sold our contact details to another empire, the Caldari Major Consortium. I don't see them on my list. Oh, there they are. they're not the same color I expected to see. So now we have a mercantile guild of rodents with a population of 6.2 billion. They're industrious miners and have a colony income bonus from their being natural merchants as well. So now we're starting to populate. Well, we're not populating the galaxy because we don't know where they are yet, but we can certainly go with our intelligence agent now and try to find out where they are. Steel territory map. Okay, and that's going to be very close to the end of this session. Yeah, Larry Monty was the one that has a YouTube series on this, and he just finished a long-term playthrough of the previous expansion. His Boscaran Vanilla series was really good. I'm still only about halfway through it, and he's just started a series on Universe. Oh, to hear that from him, especially considering I really haven't been streaming this all that long. Didn't know he'd been around. I have certainly enjoyed his playthroughs. Yeah, nice to know that we have a mutual admiration society, I guess. So this is very close to the end of this session. I may or may not be back tonight. Like I said, I'm going to have this entire series streamed from beginning to end. And it's probably going to be a fairly long-term thing, as like I said, it is a huge galaxy. Now, I did make the victory condition possible after 50 years, so it may not go a lot longer. They're going to lift their trade sanctions, that's fine. May not go a lot longer than the 50 years because somebody will hit their victory conditions between now and then. Next time I run one of these, I probably have to remove the or put that out to like a 250 year maximum or something like that. I don't know. We'll see how this one runs through. Anyway, every session will be posted in YouTube in 1.5 to 2 hour segments as well. Yes, and I will certainly make sure I make some comments in his. I have made some comments in his. Now that's an idea for the Steam group. Obviously, if you have Twitter, you can follow me on Twitter. You'll get that announcement, and if you follow, you'll get the emails as well if you've got that activated. But certainly, I can make a Steam group as well. I've certainly seen more people today than I have in any of my other individual playthroughs. I normally got 3 or 4, and they were followers from my EU4 or one of my other strategy streams. Steam group would be a good one. Unfortunately, like I said, no multiplayer. Now, the other thing, for those interested in the strategy games, and EU4 in particular, I've been talking for a while, especially in my last playthrough, about a multiplayer game for followers on my EU4 game. So with Wealth of Nations coming out, we might start one of those up. So pay attention to that for those that are interested in those type of games. Okay, we've got an exploration ship completed its mission. Let's take a quick look at this solar system here. We are going to build some mines over here, especially since the pirates aren't bothering over here at the moment. Okay, we're going to take a look at one of the features of the game that I haven't displayed yet after I get him out and about. Let's see what range. You still have range, so we'll go down here. Oh wait, we haven't finished exploring this one yet. Come up here, finish exploring that. We're going to take a look at the expansion planner screen. Now this screen is used for, well, planning expansion, both colonial and mining and things like that. The base screen here at the top shows all of the resources in the galaxy. And I have it sorted by type generally, strategic, and then luxury down below. You can sort by price to see what the values are of particularly the in the early game. The luxury resources have a high price attached to them, and the strategic have a lower. Now we can already see there's a shortage of silicon in the galaxy because its base price is 0.8, and as it goes up, as it basically the price inflates, that means there's higher demand than supply. And over here we can see there is a galaxy demand. Nope, that's a galaxy supply versus galaxy demand here. So there's a demand of 113,000 and only a well, supply actually over is 1.0 million. So there's actually higher supply, but compared to some of the other resources, ratio-wise, it's lower. So its price is going up. I'm going to go ahead and go through this save. Okay, have a good afternoon. Thanks for joining, and I'm going to just go through this save. I'm going to finish explaining this planner screen, and then I'm going to resave it. And I am off to work myself. Excuse me. Oh, pardon me. I hope you enjoyed, and hope to see you again around. So we'll finish this save here. So the next part of it, the lower section of the screen, is your potential colonies. These are all planets that you can colonize that you know about. Whether there's an existing racial population on it, like the two Shandar races, whether they're in an existing system. If they're green, they're already in a system you control, and the resources on them. The next drop down is resource targets by empire priority. If you have a shortage of any resources, you go to this screen and it will show you where the nearest of that resource is. I don't have any shortages right now. Resources targets by galaxy priority. This is one that I use a lot. And here it shows at the top a list of the highest demand items with the lowest supply. And what you do is you click on one, and I tend to pick ones that I know that I'm going to use as well. Castellan is a popular one. So this one here, for instance, I already have a mining station being built at this gas giant. Since I only have two, I'm not going to bother with another one, but this one, dilithium, is very useful. If you come up here to the resources, I'll sort by name, come here, down here, and click on dilithium. It'll show you a list of all of the ship components that use that resource. And if you're planning on building any of these, then you want to make sure that you have some of that resource. Now in this case, I'm not building any of those components anytime soon, but you can also see how many sources of that particular resource you are mining, actively mining. So that's a good one, but not particularly needed. Iridium is another one that's in high demand for me. And the reason for that is, and this is iridium, steel, and lead. Iridium is the most in demand. I have one source of iridium, but iridium is used on the fission reactors, which is my next reactor upgrade, and that's probably the main thing. Let's see if there's anything else. If I were doing rail guns, I would need iridium. Tractor beams, we just researched tractor beam, graviton beam, that needs iridium. The fission reactor is the main thing. That's the one, we're using basic space reactors on all ships and bases. Very low energy output, so we definitely need the fission reactor, and we have that queued for research. We don't have a lot of sources of iridium, so we're going to click on that, and you can see over here it's very near. It's hard to see. Let's see, you can see the crosshairs moving around as I select things. Again, because it's so early in the game, there's not a lot of differentiation. But you go to resource target here, select it, and build a QS ship to move there and mine. And that's in the system that's contested by the pirates. Again, a bit of a chance, but we're going to take it just because we're going to need that iridium for the fission reactors. So that's the Galaxy Planner. Again, thank you everybody for joining. For those new to the game, I hope it was informative. And again, after I get off work tonight, I'll cut these down. I've got like 5 hours this morning worth of play time. I have played X3. I played the X series, and I never quite got into it for some reason. Maybe I'll pick up X3 again with some of the patches that they've got out. Maybe it's gotten a little bit more stable and whatnot. Something to consider, and I always take suggestions. Obviously, I have a couple things like this in my EU4 are going to be long-term projects. Probably my EU4 was like a 5 or 6 week project to play that through the entire start to finish. This one might be a couple, 2-3 weeks, depending on what races hit victory conditions. But I certainly take suggestions, and that is something that I do own and might consider streaming. I'd have to get on and play it a bit. Anyway, I'm going to save this here. Again, it will be up on YouTube after I get off work. I'll sit down, break it up, and I may run some more tonight. If not, I'll certainly be running this again tomorrow. For those new to the game, I hope you enjoy it. I know I've enjoyed it ever since the original came out back in 2009. So this is the 5th year. It is the final expansion. For those that have never played the game, the entire package is available on Steam now or at matrixgames.com. You can buy it at either location. At Matrix Games, you can get both a physical copy and a digital download. If you had played any, for those that might have played the original and maybe an expansion or two, but have not played in the last couple years with the new expansions, if you own any of the game and any of the expansions, you get a $10 discount for each piece of the game that you have owned. So if you had, say, the base game and Return of the Shakhtar expansion, that would be a $20 discount if you buy it at matrixgames.com. Don't know how many of those are out there. There are probably a few. Here's something you can notice here. Let me do one more thing. There's a lot of map filters. Obviously, I haven't played with them. You can see where my influence or where I have potential to mine and play spaces right now. All of the blue spots. And you can also see Empire influence. You can see my Empire influence has grown, and that will come into play much later in the game when you start having races conflict with each other, and having mining rights and things like that. I have put some of the other filters on. I don't have long-range scanners yet. Research locations. You can see areas with research. There's an extra one up there somewhere. I'll have to go look at that. Scenic locations and potential colonies. That's why it's up there. That's why. Anyway, that is it for this session. Stay tuned for more, like I said. And if you actually missed the live stream, it will be on YouTube. I think the very first episode of this might have been put on YouTube this morning, actually. Let me turn the screen off here. Like I said, the entire series will be on YouTube, and I will be watching for comments there as well and answering questions live as we go along. So for those of you that are following and have any questions, want to see something in particular or need something explained, I don't know especially with this newest expansion. I'm sure there are things out there that I am not familiar with yet, but I will certainly be finding out as we go along. And one of the ways I do that is by trying to answer questions. If I don't know something, then I go digging for it. So. Thank you everybody for joining. I hope you enjoyed the stream and the YouTube videos that will come along with it. I thank you. You'll get the notifications then. And like I said, I don't just stream this. Essentially, if I'm at my computer, there's very few things that I won't stream. And unless I've completely lost my voice, I'm online. So. Thanks for joining. I hope to see some of you again, and I hope some of you enjoyed the game enough to pick it up. It's been a really good game for years, and I'm really looking forward to them unveiling Distant Worlds 2 in a year's time or two, maybe. Thanks for joining, and hope to see you all later. Everybody have a wonderful day. For those Americans out there, have a great 4-day weekend, I hope. For those of you Americans that are maybe in the military, I hope you get a weekend. Yeah, go ahead. Yes, Star Citizens, and the other space game that I am in is Elite Dangerous. And I actually started streaming that a little bit, but I've just got a new joystick set up, so I'm not ready to live stream that one either. I played Elite back on my Amiga 500 years ago. I played Wing Commander on my Amiga 500 years and years ago. So I'm a big fan of both of those games, and yes, I am in them. I'm in a guild in one, Military Gamers Guild. So you will see me online on both of those games when they come out. Or when they get into a more playable state. Actually, Elite Dangerous is about to hit beta, limited beta here in just a few days. And what they've done is they opened up a small sector of the galaxy to fully play in, so all of the systems are in place. It will be like Distant Worlds, but in 3D and more of a sandbox type thing in that it's not the same strategy style game. It's more of a online RPG